Man in a Tub presents the TUBCAST.
The crowd is very excited tonight.
I'm awake.
Ow! Oh, my ear.
Oh, well, I'm awake now. You know whose fault that is?
No.
That's Jolliver's, because he bought that Spider-Man dance last night, and we had
the
the
music cranking.
Ramones cranking.
Yeah, we did.
Whew. All right, welcome to the TUBCAST. My name is Eric, and as always, I'm joined by Kyle.
Hello.
And Jeremy.
Me.
And Nathan.
Hi.
And, keeping the smoke down to a minimal, as he puts out fires, we got Kuipers back there running this ship.
What Eric fails to mention is that Kuipers is starting most of the fires.
Yeah, it's true.
I played the fifth.
We almost thought that the internet wasn't going to cooperate tonight, but then it changed its mind and said, you know what? Let's go
This
for
is
it.
worth
Because
it.
we said,
That's what it said.
internet, it's Thursday night. This is what you're meant to be here for.
Yes.
Yeah.
He can help you. He was meant to help you.
I thought it was a she.
So, what is
Does it
happening
self-identify?
with your lives? With your lives? It's good to be here. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us this evening.
You're welcome.
All the people in the audience, the live audience.
In the room too.
How does it feel to be one of the beautiful people?
It probably feels nice, I suppose. I mean, you could look in a mirror and just be kind of turned on. Like, that person looks good.
It looks
I think
so
that's
good.
just called narcissism.
No. No.
I mean, no. Think if you're attractive. I mean, I don't know what that's like. I never.
Autophilia?
I don't know. Maybe there's probably a scientific term for it.
Maybe.
Could be.
I think it's called Crohn's disease. All right, everyone.
What?
Welcome.
I don't. What?
No, that's not where. Not how.
Yeah,
that
I don't think that's how that works. To those that have Crohn's, we apologize.
Wait, he said they were beautiful.
Yeah, I did. That's when you look in the mirror and you
essentially,
get butterflies in your tummy.
He said they were. Oh gosh. He said everyone with Crohn's disease is
That's
beautiful,
true, he
and
did
they
say
know
that.
that they're beautiful.
He did, I guess. Yeah, we'll take Jeremy's interpretation of something for once.
It's not incorrect.
Kyle will accept it this time.
I'll accept it.
The Onion just ran a story about J.K. Rowling saying that Daenerys from Game of Thrones had Crohn's disease. And I was like, that's funny. That works on multiple levels.
Yeah. Anyways, it's good to be here on the TUBCAST. I mentioned that Nathan's a catchphrase or tagline for this show is going to stick. So maybe I should just start opening the show with "Welcome to the TUBCAST," a show about nothing where we can talk about anything.
I'm helping.
You are, and that's what we are. That's what we're here to do. We're here to talk about a few things. I know that we've got a couple things that we want to talk about tonight. But before we get to the big things, let's let everyone. Anybody got anything they'd like to share from their personal lives this past week? Let's get real with it. Anyone? Anyone? Ringing the bell.
I had something happen today.
Jeremy has a
Alrighty.
story. Let's
Yeah.
gather around.
I have a story.
Let's hear it. Jeremy has a story.
Thank you for the applause.
I'm listening.
So those that have been here before and may know, I tend to work from my abode, my house.
You don't say.
Yes, I do say. Anyway, others also might remind themselves that I have cameras on my house.
Why would they want to remind themselves of that?
I mean, a lot of people. Jeremy just imagines people are thinking about it a lot.
What?
Yeah,
I just need to remind
trying
myself
to
about
get
Jeremy
people into
and his life.
the circle of this story.
Okay. So
It's another camera story.
Jeremy works from
Buckle up.
home.
So another camera
he has
story.
cameras,
So-
security cameras.
Yeah, so I'm working, and my wife is getting off work at lunchtime and headed home, and she pulls up around the corner and she sees a unmarked cop car with police officer who's dressed up in the outfit, and then a
Wait, a
guy,
police
You mean
outfit?
a
police
uniform?
officer in a uniform. Thank you. And then
Yeah.
a guy in a suit, and then
Like a detective.
and then someone sitting in the back seat of the car, and they're like pulled up on the wrong, like going the wrong way.
Yeah.
On the curb right in front of our house, and there's a tow truck out there as well.
Okay.
Okay, and the cop is like, I guess, pounding on the front door of the house when she
Okay.
comes around the corner, and she's going, what's going on? So she parked, and she's like, can I help you? And they're like, yeah, is anyone home? And she's like, yeah, my husband works from home, but he works a little ways away from the front door, so what do you need? And come to find out, there was a motorcycle parked across the street
From
on
your
the
house.
sidewalk from my house that had been stolen, and the police had driven by, ran its plates, found out it was stolen, and were confiscating it from whoever had parked it there.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, we know that you've helped us before with your cameras.
Oh boy.
Can you help us again? And so I had to get some camera footage of the perpetrator parking the motorcycle there and which house they walked into.
And you don't like Batman.
So, I mean, Batman wouldn't have turned over the footage to the police officer.
He works with the police all the time.
Yeah, what the heck
Yeah.
are you talking
I mean,
about?
The
he
police
would've went
have
into
a-
the house and beat up the bad guy,
And then he would have left it for the
and
police to
then
pick
left
up
him
and
tied up for the police.
Okay,
to
but
pick
without
up.
the police's intervention, you didn't know it was stolen.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, you didn't have time to beat
That's
up
true.
the bad guy. Or,
It's true.
I mean, at least Batman.
It was too bright out to see something in the sky, though.
So he is Batman.
That's why Jeremy.
That's why he always talks so bad
I
about him.
kind of work in a cave.
Yeah, you do.
mean-
he deflects because he doesn't want us to know.
And he's actually modeled his entire life around Batman.
Yeah. As you may think from the comics, Bruce Wayne is rich. It's not true in real life.
Well, that is the one dissimilarity.
Yeah.
It's weird because your name is Jeremy Wayne.
Well.
Miss.
Anyway, so I did my civic duty, I guess you could say, and helped turn in the perp.
Some would say that you were a rat.
Some
Or a
would
s-
say that.
Or a snitch.
Snitches get stitches.
So the story gets a little better in that the neighbor who this perpetrator went into their house.
Mm-hmm.
He also had the police knock on his door before they knew that from my camera footage.
Yeah.
Because they saw he had a camera on his house and wanted to see if he had footage.
Ooh.
And so as I'm outside stalking the one police officer, he's outside talking to the other. And I overhear him say to his police officer, yeah, I can try, but, my recording system for my cameras, it doesn't always work well, so I'm going to have to check and get back to you.
Oh.
And we scrubbed the last, hour and a half footage on my camera from when the guy went in the house to current time at that point in time and found out that the guy was still in the house. So, yeah.
What's that mean? I don't get it.
He obviously didn't want to turn over the camera footage
It
since
means
he knew
that
the guy was in
it
his
means
house.
that the neighbor was implicated in aiding and abetting.
Correct.
Oh.
Did they haul them both away?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know if video footage of someone who rode a motorcycle that was stolen and then walked into a house is enough to or necessary to get a warrant to enter
Yeah.
the house because there's no immediate threat or danger.
Gotcha. So did you lead the police into your bat cave?
I did actually. Yeah, so that
Well,
they
that's
could
something
watch
Batman
the
would
footage.
never do.
He had to
live.
drug them to get them in
Yeah.
first.
He put a burlap sack over their heads, so they wouldn't know how to get to the basement.
Yeah, and I hid those things behind walls that they shall not see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't want to know what you have that they shall not see.
that's right.
Their bodies.
It's really just a utility belt that he got at Home Depot.
That's right too.
It's like there's a tape measure and a hammer on here.
He spray painted it poorly black. It's like
No, it's yellow.
middle class Batman.
Very true. I have an electric stapler.
and a MAGA hat.
Wow.
and his parents are still alive.
Wow. I do not have one.
Are you
of
all
those.
right?
Okay.
Fake news.
I just imagine the red cap with the bat ear holes cut out, so he can't go through.
I'm middle-class Batman. I'm here to make my city great again. It's the greatest the city will ever be.
It's huge.
Oh boy, that's a thing.
Oh, man.
Well, I hope to hear more adventures of middle class Batman. This
I'm
sounds.
sure there will be more.
It's the MCCU.
Yeah.
Or the
MIA.
The middle class cinematic universe.
yeah, pretty much.
I
It's not canon yet.
think it would fit better in the Men in a Tub cinematic
Yeah,
universe we
that's
talked
true.
about last night.
That's true.
True.
The
MIATCU.
No, it's good. No, I do look forward to more Bat ventures. That's I'm glad that you're doing your civil duty, helping the popo.
Yeah.
Capture the criminals.
That's great.
I'm a little
job.
concerned though because since the guy is now implicated in abetting,
They're
guess
gonna
you would
know-
say. My understanding is that he is an ex-convict out on parole. at
Who
rental
stole the
house.
bike?
No, the guy who lives
Is he like right next
over
to you?
there, down like a house or two across the street. And
I like how he's
I
pointing.
know how he's pointing. Yeah, I mean, because we're obviously in the studio and not Jeremy's basement.
I mean,
Right.
because it was
We're
vague.
totally not in the Batcave.
Anyway, maybe adjacent. But yeah, so he's on parole. I don't believe he's supposed to be.
Stealing?
Hanging out
Oh.
with people
Criminals?
doing things illegal.
I think for a lot of
it may
people, that's
violate his parole. That could be interesting.
That's a decent thing to kind of be a little cautious about.
Yeah, crime.
Crime.
Well, if-
try to steer clear of crime happenings.
I mean, or
take a
getting
bite out of
caught at
crime.
least.
I mean, crime can be fun sometimes if you
That's true.
do it, and all things in moderation, Kyle. That's,
what kind
I
of crimes?
say.
What kind of crimes should we be doing?
Depends
then,
on which
in
state and
moderation.
how old the laws
Marijuana.
are.
Yeah, I don't.
Anyone ever looked up
jaywalking.
those really old
Jaywalking?
laws that
I've
are
done
like
that.
totally
I
Like-
saw a cop jaywalking.
not wearing cowboy boots with shorts or something in Wyoming? And have you ever seen any of those like crazy?
There's the one
weird
in North
laws?
Dakota where you can't be in a car with someone of the opposite sex.
Oh, and doing something.
And if you're not married and both of you have your socks off, like bare feet.
You have to have your socks off.
No, you have to have shoes
Yeah,
on.
you can't be
Oh.
So if you're
barefoot with
In a car,
member of the
someone-
opposite gender in a car.
Yeah.
if you're not married.
I'm
Yeah.
just trying to imagine a cop trying to enforce that. Sir, can I see your feet, please?
yeah, I know. And he's like, but they're flip flops. And it's like,
Sir, your feet are bare.
it's January, North
There's
Dakota.
no socks. No socks.
Yeah.
Violation.
You want me to wear socks with my sandals? That would be preferable, sir.
Yeah.
So you want to hear a couple fun dumb laws from Nebraska?
Yeah.
One, and I don't know if these are all real. They come from dumblaws.com.
I'm gonna say
That
they're all
sounds
real.
real.
They're all real. That's a
Drivers
website.
on mountains should drive with caution near the right-hand edge of the highway. There are no mountains in Nebraska.
Well, just in case some grew, they wanted to be prepared.
Persons with gonorrhea may not marry.
That's smart.
I mean, that's safe because you only get married for children, right?
If a child burps during
Nebraska.
church, his parent may be arrested.
That can't be
That's awesome.
real. That can't be real.
Also, it is illegal to go whale fishing.
Okay, all these are not even close to real.
No, the whaling one I'm pretty sure is real.
You can't, but that's because there's no
that's-
ocean. We're landlocked.
Bureaucracy, man.
Let's look at.
Should we? I mean,
There
should
was-
I
did
stay
you
on the
guys
same
hear-
website
did you
or
guys
find
hear
another
about the
one?
city law? There was a city in North Carolina just this week because pre-hurricane that passed an ordinance that I know you guys probably don't care because it's related to the Second Amendment, but that actually are telling people that they can't buy or sell dangerous items during or before or during the hurricane inside the city limits,
Because
or
someone
they'll
might
be
try
arrested.
to shoot the hurricane.
Well, it's so vague that it would include gasoline,
Oh. Kerosene.
anything, a baseball bat, I guess. But why would you be buying? Oh, it says unless you're inside your home. Who would be buying or selling? I guess you could buy it on the internet and it would be okay.
Yeah. You know what I heard
anyway.
the other day? that if you need to refill a Zippo, and it's like
That's
$7 for the Zippo fluid, but for like a couple ounces of it, but you can get like a whole bunch of it. It's like if you find the fake, or not
Just
the
get
fake,
the
but the
big
name
can of
of it's like it's like a different name. It's not called, and it's
I've
like
got a can of it.
$11. Do you?
Yeah.
Can we start a fire on the desk?
I'm sure we could.
Let's just do a strip of fire for the whole show. Just
It is a wood desk. It may,
We
and it's
should
dry
start-
wood.
You know, I mean, I have
So-
been thinking that we really should start doing pyrotechnics for this show.
I think it would be good if it just like shot off from the sides.
I thought
How about
I can't
Iowa
start
laws?
fires.
Yeah, let me.
What we
No,
got?
Kuipers, stop starting fires. I did do a little research. There was a Huffington Post article about church laws back in 2014 that verifies.
Church laws don't count.
No, that verifies that in Nebraska it is illegal to sneeze or burp during a church service. So
Wow.
there you go.
What
That
about
was real.
fart?
It didn't say fart, so maybe you're safe farting in church. I mean, good. There is a reason they call it a pew.
Oh, sorry. That was good.
I felt real proud of myself for hitting that one.
You nailed it. You're leaving him hanging. Nathan's trying to get a high five from you. There you
Sorry,
go.
I didn't see you there. Dumb laws in Iowa. It's a crime to use a dead person's handicapped parking sign or license plate.
Okay,
That makes to know.
That seems reasonable. That's fair.
Yeah.
A man with a mustache may never kiss a woman in public.
That's a real Iowa law, huh?
That's probably from
Alrighty.
the 70s.
One
like that's just
Yeah,
lewd and
this-
rude.
That's right.
Gross. Ugh.
That just ain't natural.
one-armed piano players must perform for free. No making any money if you only have one arm playing piano.
That's harsh.
What is?
That's just mean.
How can you dictate that?
Right?
It's so wrong.
You can't play the bass notes. We're not interested in paying you.
What happens if they have a prosthetic?
Like still,
Are they
It's
then
not
allowed
an
to-
arm, Nathan.
it's like I position my thumb and my pinky in the octaves.
Ding, 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 ding,
Doesn't
ding,
count.
ding.
Let's see.
In Arizona, you can't spit in public.
Cool.
Ministers must obtain a permit to carry their liquor across state lines.
All right. Well,
Specifically ministers.
yes.
Another gonorrhea law. Doctors who treat a person with gonorrhea must report this to a local board of health and include the disease's probable origin.
Ooh, my neighbor.
You know, it's funny reading some of these. I started watching Deadwood,
Connecticut.
Hold on.
and I
let
feel
me
like
have-
I feel like a lot of these laws were written around that time because it seems like problems that those people would have
And
been
no
running
one wants
into.
to worry about
Well,
taking
you
them off
could.
the
Well, and you
books.
could.
Yeah,
you
I mean,
could
like the one-armed piano man. Like, we don't want that guy playing piano in our brothel
Yeah.
that we opened in town. So they've got to have two arms.
Yeah,
it's
let's-
illegal if they've got one.
Let's just put this law on the
It
board.
wasn't illegal for them to play the piano. It was illegal for them to make money. doing it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
probably because there
Actually-
was this really great piano player who only had one arm, and some politician didn't get
Like-
a cut of that.
Or they
something.
just wanted to have a piano player. They had one that only had one arm, and they didn't want to have to pay him.
That could be
Oh
it. too.
no!
Yeah.
Oh, that's so terrible.
I
But
figured
it's
it was going to.
probably true.
I figured it was going to be like a governor's brother who had a competition that was only had one arm, and he's like, "Hey, can you strong arm him out of the way?"
I see what you did there.
So Connecticut, it is illegal to sell a pickle unless it bounces.
Like you just bounce it on the deli counter before you sell it.
All right, that's a good pickle. You could sell that one.
It's like in Wisconsin, it's illegal to sell a Dairy Queen Blizzard without holding it upside down.
There you go.
And thus, the rule was born.
And so it should bounce when dropped from the height of 1 foot. That's what That's what created the state regulation in
Is that-
1948.
I mean, if does a Clausen bounce? Because if a Clausen doesn't bounce, I'm not
Well,
interested in bouncy pickles because I
the-
feel like that's a rubbery
They
thing. then.
crunch,
That
though,
could
don't
be.
they?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want a Clausen crunchy pickle. I don't think
Yeah.
a crunchy pickle is going to bounce.
I think it depends on
bouncy
how it
pickle-
lands. If it lands on its side and it's just pulled it out of the liquid,
Hey,
I don't know.
but
if
I mean,
it's gonna get
Hey,
a
Jeremy, do me a
bounce.
favor. I think you're talking the wrong side of your mic.
What? What are you talking about?
Talk around the other side real quick.
What are you talking about?
Okay, never mind.
No, you're talking on the right side.
See?
Oh, sorry. It
I
sounded
think he
weird.
just wanted you to shut up.
Now,
Oh boy.
I'm assuming this only applies to whole pickles because if you got bread and butter and you're just throwing them down from a foot,
Yeah. These pickle slices, they're not bouncing.
I don't know what's wrong. Get the relish.
It's like someone comes up to order, they'll be like, yeah, can I get the Reuben and I'll take a pickle on the side. And they're like, all right, we got pickle. Someone just like bounces it on the floor back there in the kitchen, and it's like, all right, this one
sets off a Rube Goldberg machine.
It's like, this one didn't bounce.
Here's one in Gainesville, Georgia. It is in a 1961 law or city code said it is illegal to eat fried chicken. In the way it's worded, is illegal to eat fried chicken in the poultry capital of the world with anything other than your fingers. A tourist was arrested for such violation in 2009.
Well, that's just offensive. Why would you be eating fried chicken with a fork,
Right.
and a knife? I mean, yeah, arrest that person.
Of course.
That one makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
It's funny to think about these laws in context of today, where a lot of people are like in prison for marijuana possession.
Yeah.
And then you start to see, like, as these states start to legalize it and different things like that, like, will they be released? Like, does that mean that are they just like grandfathered in for these crimes that they've done, even though if marijuana becomes
Tough to
legal?
say.
But
it is illegal federally.
Well, I know. I'm aware.
We know that.
We say that every time we bring it up, or you remind us.
Everybody don't do it
Well, you
because
said
it's
if they make
federally
it illegal. I'm like,
illegal.
well, technically.
Well, I'm just saying,
But then again-
so then say if it becomes federally legal, does everyone who's in prison for marijuana possession, are they free of, like, are they?
Oh, they absolutely should be.
Yeah,
That's
But I don't
honestly
know if
probably
that-
the biggest.
But I don't think that would be the case because they would. They've done that before, where something that was illegal becomes legal. They don't just let them all out of prison. They have the chance to like abdicate their sentence, but they have to. It's like independently has to go before a judge, and you have to take into consideration the circumstances around
Yeah.
their,
Which
whatever.
honestly is probably a big reason why it federally has not had as much movement.
But then you look at, like, hey, there's some guy, in prison in Georgia for eating fried chicken with a fork and a knife, and
Well, he deserves that.
so
Well,
I mean,
Right?
once they take
I mean-
that one off the books, though, does he get out?
No. I mean, they're not going to take that one off.
What
the
if
books.
he's reformed?
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if he's eating fried chicken in prison with his hands.
He's just like, I haven't eaten a meal with utensils this whole time I've been in prison.
He's just eating everything with his hands.
He's over there scooping applesauce up with his fingers.
You go over to his table, got a face full of mashed potatoes.
Yeah, it's just like, what? He's like, I'm trying to prove that I'm a new man. I'm changed.
I've learned my lesson.
Oh man.
Any other good ones?
you cannot oil a pig in the state of Minnesota.
Okay. I
I'm
guess.
so curious
No,
what the
what?
situation was that led up to that.
It is a misdemeanor to operate, run, or participate in any activity where a pig is oiled up and released with the object of being recaptured. So,
Oh,
like
okay.
when
It's
you
like
have
a greased pig.
greased
Yeah.
pig contest or whatever. Yeah, it's illegal to do that.
Well, that makes sense. People get hurt.
Yeah.
Especially the children.
And the
Doesn't
pigs.
anybody think about the children?
Well, there's our fun laws segment of the TUBCAST.
go.
There's a lot of dumb laws out there. Be careful. Make sure you check the laws in your
Yeah,
local
check the laws of the land.
region. Make sure
And
that
then
you're
resist them.
Make sure you're not breaking any. What law? We're in Iowa right now, technically. So, are there any laws that we could break tonight?
Well, most of
Live
us
on
have
the stream.
mustaches.
Okay, but they also have a full beard, so I don't know if that counts, right?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know if that
It
counts
did.
We,
as...
we could shave off
a
the rest of our
mustache.
beards.
So if we shave off our beards, leave mustaches, and
here's
kiss
one.
each other, we would be
no,
breaking.
I think it said to kiss a woman.
It says a man with a mustache may never kiss a
so if
woman.
two men kiss with mustaches, it's okay.
Well, yeah, they cancel each
Yeah.
other out.
You know how Iowa at the state fair always has like the cow, the butter cow? This law may make more sense if you know that, because they are proud of their butter in Iowa,
Sure.
right? It is a misdemeanor to attempt to pass off margarine, Olay, or Olay margarine as real butter.
It should be. That's just wrong.
It is up to 30 days in jail and a $625 fine. So, don't fake your butter.
Don't fake that butter.
So here's what we do: we get a camera, we go to a local Hy-Vee or something, and we just put stickers that say butter over all of the margin.
And
Not even
then-
stickers, like Scotch tape.
Yeah, just
And then we call the police.
Yeah.
And say, I heard there was a law saying that you can't do this. And look, I've got pictures of Ivy. They're saying it's butter.
Yeah. Ivy's trying to pass off all their margarine as butter.
That's right.
I can't believe it's butter.
Yeah, we just put that as the label on everything. Country butter from the crock. Yeah, anyways.
Country butter, it's a crock.
Anyways, you just got to be careful out there. You could be breaking laws.
Yeah.
And you don't
careful.
know. You don't even know it.
Yeah. Keep your socks on.
Real quick, I wanted to talk briefly. We don't get a chance to cover much tech news, but there was a big tech day yesterday.
There was.
And Apple announced some stuff. If you're not an Apple person, if you're a hater,
We're sorry.
We just consider you our elevators. Haters are our elevators, right? They lift us up.
So that's why you took me on. That's an
Exactly.
elevator.
Yeah.
So I can stand on mountain.
So the Apple has announced that you can actually pre-order tomorrow or tonight, I guess, really late tonight. The iPhone 10
XS.
S
No, it's a
Or-
10S.
or the
Jeremy. Come on.
iPhone 10s Max, which is a big phone. It's pretty much, and also
Are you doing that at midnight or 2 o'clock?
I kind of forgot that was happening tonight.
But now you are.
So Eric,
I don't know.
Eric is going to go home and pre-order.
I'm fairly sure I'm available for one, but I never even looked at my.
Yeah.
Because I've got the every year renewal.
I know,
deal.
but we got our phone. These released in like the end of October, so technically we have 2 months left on our.
You just prepay it.
thing. But yeah, you
good.
can pay like your 2 months
Yeah.
or whatever, and you can get
I know
it.
you want it.
Oh, I definitely want it.
I know you want it.
If you like Apple technology, you want the new technology. That's
Yeah.
I will say there's some cool stuff from the watch with the whole FDA approved heart monitor thing. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, so that was the other thing I was going to mention. Kuipers, if you can find any photos of some of the stuff.
I'm trying to find some,
That's-
but it's trying to
okay.
find the fake ones versus
And
real.
you can like turn
Well, just-
that into your medical provider.
So yeah,
Really?
the
Yeah.
Apple Watch Series 4 was announced, and it's going to have a electronic cardiograph machine in it. So an ECG that's built in. You put your finger on the crown and start it, and it'll actually check for any heart irregularities. It'll do a lot of stuff, and it's the first ever over-the-counter technology to be sold
At all that does this.
That's verified. That's
FDA
approved.
Yeah.
They had
And the American Heart Association.
they had the president from the American Heart Association come out and endorse it. And so this will, I think Apple kind of moved to this because a lot of people who have the watch have had maybe they've had something wrong with their heart and their heart rate has gone up exceedingly. And the watch will warn you if you have a crazy, scary heart rate that should not over 200 beats per minute or something insane. And it saved multiple people's lives because of that. And so this is just kind of taking it to another step to kind of help with heart health. There are some jokes people are making about, okay, Apple is catering to their aging fans, because a lot of Apple fans are getting older, ones that, like the diehards, from back in the day.
It's been 11 years.
Well, since
not just since Apple.
Are you saying since the iPhone?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But
so, but it's true. I think that's part of it. But it's still cool to have a watch that could save your life. That's cool. But it also has what I think is this is the reason I guess I would say that it's for the aging community is that it has fall detection now. And if you fall, they researched the different motions that your arms will make. So whether you fall backwards, your arms will swing up in the air fast, or if you fall forwards, your arms will go in front of you at a certain rate, and they can measure that with the watch. And when that happens, it'll say, hey, it's going to put a little alert. We're going to call emergency services to your location if you need them. But you can obviously cancel it if you're okay. But, I was thinking, man, this months ago, I was on the roof of my garage, and it was just me. If I would have fallen and been unconscious,
It could have warned.
it could have saved me, could have saved your life. But so it's interesting, but it also reminded me of Life Alert, and it made me think of I've fallen and I can't get up. Except you don't even have to say those words. It just calls the...
So the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
That's right.
Or if it does, you're warned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
That is really nice.
it's something that they didn't. It's one of those things where it's like maybe isn't something you think you need, but the moment something happened to you, slipped on ice, and maybe you passed out, and you're bleeding, or who knows what, maybe something will save your life. Who knows? Yeah.
There's
technology.
It's funny because you think about that and you're like, oh man, that's an old man thing, or like something that an old person needs. And I mean, honestly, there's a lot of people who are even like our age whose parents have these watches now. I know, like my mom has an Apple Watch, so like thinking about that from that standpoint, that's kind of cool. And it's who says that like technology like that's a life-saving technology has to be something that looks like a giant piece of plastic that's like embarrassing hanging around your neck. Like, I wear this because I'm scared I'm gonna die by myself after I've fallen down. Like, why is it that has to be something that looks terrible?
And that little piece of plastic probably cost more than your Apple Watch.
I doubt that.
No, because it's got to be tied to a service. And
monthly.
Yeah.
So it's, anyways, it's you can fall down with pride now. Okay, you can fall down in fashion and pride, and keep your pride. I mean,
pride.
Yeah. So it's kind of a cool thing. I mean, they also have the cellular versions of it now, and it's supposed to be better and blah, blah, blah. But the watches are a little bigger, too. They're 40 millimeters and 44 millimeter instead of 38 and 42. But the watch bands still fit. So there you go.
Okay. That's cool.
On the phone side of it, they also announced the 10R, which is like...
XR.
No, 10R.
Oh,
and
the XR.
10R. So it's kind of a 6.1. Well, it is a 6.1 inch screen. So it's right in between the iPhone 10s, which is 5.8,
which is the same size as the original 10, right?
No,
or is it slightly different?
It's a little bit bigger.
The iPhone 10s is the same size as this one.
This one.
10.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. So it's slightly larger, but not as big as the old
5.8, and
Plus.
it's in the middle ground one is 6.1, and the big one is 6.5.
Is the big one bigger than the Plus is?
Well, the screen is, but it's the same size
as the Plus. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So take the Plus and make it all a screen.
And then
That's what it is.
So you get a bigger screen, because the Plus is like technically a 5.8 inch screen or something like that. Anyways, they also updated the cameras, as they always do. That's an Apple thing. They put
the stuff they put into the processor that they built is pretty impressive.
Yeah, they went.
If you're interested in that.
The processor
stuff.
went from like being able to do 2 billion tasks at once to now being able to do like
6 billion,
5 trillion
to 600 billion to 5 trillion.
Or was that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. And so that's, I mean, whatever. That's a lot. It's faster. The other thing that they did is they did some machine learning with the portrait mode. So when you take a photo,
the first time ever this has been done with a camera.
Well, they've done Android's Pixel has done some machine learning photos.
You're talking about the depth of field thing, though.
Oh, that's first time. Sorry. Yeah, I was getting to that.
Sorry.
But I mean, the machine learning stuff is something where it does a little more to pick out the face than it did before. But yeah, what Jeremy's referring to is now that you can take the aperture and you can adjust it after you've taken a photo, so it's post aperture adjustment. Which means
just like it does the burst mode picture tweaking, even though you take a single picture, now they've added into that an additional layer of multiple focuses.
Oh, you both
for
got
depth
layers.
of field.
Well, it's
right?
but those are separate though, because you don't do, if you're doing portrait mode, you're not doing a live
Correct, but
photo.
that's what I mean. They've added into a single picture. It's really a layering type technology behind the scenes that's processed on the computer.
It's pretty seamless, but you can actually choose your aperture, so the bokeh amount, which is pretty much your depth of field, the amount of the background that's blurred out.
Yeah, what's blurred and what's in focus.
Yeah, and you can adjust that after you take a photo. And it's crazy because I know before...
You could do selective focus before, right? But that was when you took the picture. Like you could blur something in the...
No,
you could pick
not
a focal
very
point.
well. You could pick the focal point, but it was pretty basic.
Yeah.
But the thing, they showed a photo of like a woman with her hair blowing in the wind, and it actually, like, because before it would just kind of blur out any like strands of hair, it actually focused in on the strands of hair that were in front of her face, and the ones that even go in front of the background, and they're just like perfectly in focus. Like it looks very impressive. But if you do get the less expensive model, which is the 10R, they have kind of faked it with it does have portrait mode, but it doesn't actually use.
Because it doesn't have the same dual camera.
Doesn't have two cameras. It has a single camera. It also has an LCD screen, which they're calling Liquid Retina. And then
That sounds
OLED
sexy.
for
the other two iPhones that are released are going to be OLED, so organic.
Those are, that's the 10s and the 10s Max.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, lots of cool stuff coming out of Apple. I mean, whatever. If you're not an Apple fanboy, I'm sorry that we wasted your.
I mean,
time,
they doubled
but-
down on. Some people were saying they were gonna kind of treat the iPhone X as a little
10.
offshoot.
It's a 10, isn't it?
It's the X.
It's
I'm
a
sorry, I
Roman
must
numeral.
always say it.
Jeez.
But as an offshoot, and that they were going to go more back to the other, the 7, 8 series styling. Some people were saying that because they were saying the Face ID. They thought it wasn't picking up traction, but then they said it was the best-selling phone
ever.
they've ever had.
Yeah.
And any single model
Yeah.
phone has
Oh,
ever
yeah.
had. So
And that supposedly the Face ID is supposed to be better in the newer phone too.
Well, you'd hope so.
And that's good. I my biggest hope for it is that it would work further away, because I feel like a lot of times I have my phone like further away from me than it wants to recognize my
And then
face.
you're like,
and
Really, you want to have it at the Spider-Man selfie?
yeah, I want to
length.
have it back here. No, I just want it to be okay. So this, you guys can call me out on this, but I keep my phone on a clip on my dash, and if I get an alert, I like to be able to just while I'm driving, just tap my phone
tap
and look
the
at
alert,
it
but
and
you
see what
can't
it
do
is.
that with the Face ID.
But it's far enough away that it won't see my face. It won't recognize it. So anyways.
Maybe your phone needs some glasses.
You could turn off Face ID completely.
Yeah, but then I'd have to just rely on a passcode, and
Yeah.
and it's fine. Anyways, that's I guess tonight. I kind of forgot about that, but yeah.
Anyway, sorry, Nathan, we bored you.
Yep. Hey, you know what? Nathan is a guy that doesn't use a phone all that much to begin with.
Yeah.
We're trying to learn him. Right. I get text messages from him every now and then.
Most
so-
of them say thanks, buddy.
Yeah, they say thanks, buddy.
I don't think Kuipers was too excited either. So to be
Well,
honest, he's
you know what?
He's a pixel user.
Kuipers is off screen.
Kuipers is off screen.
Yeah.
And
Am I though?
Kuipers?
Am I?
That was maniacal.
Your on-screen presence is an opt-in rather than an opt-out.
Yeah, that's true.
True. I mean, you could opt out.
Right, but mine is an opt-out, not
Just
an
like
opt-in.
slowly scroll.
Just-
So, Jeremy, are you thinking of upgrading at all or not?
Honestly, it looks cool, but I mean, I like the phone I have for now. I don't know.
Cool. Yeah.
I just haven't. Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I got mine closer to December myself. Maybe not. No, I got it in October.
The end of October. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll do the research. If there's no additional charge for me to just trade this one back and get the new one, I may. But
Yeah.
he's gonna get one, ladies and gentlemen. He is.
I don't know.
Are you going to go for the Max?
I wasn't super excited. I don't know. When I went from the Plus down to the 10,
Yeah.
Thank you.
I liked the smaller form factor,
Oh, cool.
physically
Yeah.
form factor. And I think it's because I gained the additional screen real estate on the smaller phone.
Yeah. Which
I
it
just
took
don't
a while
know if
for
I
the
want,
apps
I just
to
don't know
use
if I
it.
want a mini iPad with cellular service or not. You know what I mean? Because that's
Oh, don't
I mean,
say that. You had a
You
Plus.
had the Plus.
It's the same size.
But I like this more now. I felt like I kept trying, like
Yeah.
the Plus.
Well, it would
I
be-
got small hands, folks.
It'll be even more because it's
you know.
it's more screen to try to reach. Like
I
imagine
know,
trying to
that's
swipe
right.
down
So now it's like
from the corner.
I need to go up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just like the big phone. I don't know why. I like to play. I was just thinking, man,
Compensation.
I could play some really good Fortnite on that.
Yes.
Play
That
some-
would be really good to play Fortnite on. Really
And I
good.
could play some Blades
Because
Play
it's
some
almost like
Blades.
playing. It's almost
on a
like
Switch.
playing on a Switch.
Yeah, I know. It'll be about the same size as the screen. Actually, what size is the Nintendo Switch screen?
8.9.
Is it really?
I have no idea. But it's also diagonal, so it's a different ratio. So
Wait, what?
Well, you can turn it.
no, I mean the screen ratio is different on a phone than it is on the Switch. or-
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what
How-
you mean, but it still could be.
I don't.
Like
Enlighten
16.
me.
The
9
Switch
by
is
16
the Switch is
versus
16 by
this is
9,
like
and this is
Oh.
like not quite that. It's wider.
it's much wider, so it's
Okay. Gotcha. I see
21
what you
by
mean.
9 or something like
Yeah.
that.
I see.
Yep. That's funny. The Switch screen is 6.2 inches, so it would actually be bigger than the Squitch Queen.
The Squitch Queen.
All right, let's get off of this topic. That means we're going to stop this topic and go into something else. Do we have another story that we were going to cover this evening?
I think there was something that Nathan had put in there.
Yep.
It's your turn, Nathan.
I'm helping.
Go for it. What are we talking about?
I'm not the one who reads the news. Kyle's
true.
on this planet for one reason, and that's
There's
to read
one
the
reason
news.
only. To read a story I
should
haven't
I-
read.
We
I'll
mustn't
get the
deprive people of
This
their
story
duty.
comes from Variety.com, and it says Viola Davis says she regrets her role in The Help. I never saw that movie.
I never saw that movie either. Yeah, I guess she was asked if she regretted any roles that she had done, and she said that The Help was on that list. Let me see here. Where's the rest of the quote? She said, being that role model and picking up that baton when you're struggling in your own life has been difficult. She said, but I chose to be a leader, or I chose to be the leader. She said, what does weigh on the conscience in her role in The Help, which has been criticized for over-crediting white women for improvements in race relations instead of placing more emphasis on the real heroes of the story, black maids like her character. Is it Abilene? Is that
I
the
don't
name?
remember.
I know where I know.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
She did the How to Get Away with Murder TV show, right?
I believe
She's
that's
the lawyer.
correct.
She's the lawyer lead in that.
Yeah, she was also in that,
she's amazing as an actress.
Oh, she is quite talented.
Yeah.
yeah.
So say that again. Why did she regret it?
I think she regrets it because she said, I mean, being a role model in that type of a role when you're struggling with it in your own life has been difficult as far as like playing and
The
portraying.
topics that were being
Yeah, someone that's
broached.
supposed to be a beacon of hope for women of color. And she said that part of it too that weighs on her is the fact that they said that it's been criticized for over-crediting white women for improvements in race relations instead of placing more emphasis on the heroes of the story,
okay.
which were the black maids like Davis.
Trying to say that the white women saved her or whatever.
Right, like
Right.
her. Yeah, so she's saying that the emphasis on the white women is overcompensating and overshadowing the characters themselves that she portrayed.
So basically, the entire plot of the movie is that this white woman played by Emma Stone notices that these maids have a crappy lot in life, and she gets them better working conditions, and they have basically no agency throughout the story.
Oh.
But to put credit on that, that's not a bad story either,
No,
right? I mean, like to try to.
it is a bit. It is bad that they are deprived of agency.
No, you're
especially-
correct. I mean the idea that the white woman notices this and wants to try to help.
No, that is not bad.
yeah.
But the implication that they are completely helpless without a white person.
That's what makes it
It's
worse.
the white savior
exactly.
complex.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, that said, I don't remember basically any of the characters' names because it's been that long since I watched the movie, but I remember that all of the maid characters are distinctly charming and lovable personalities. So they definitely got that aspect right.
But it had more it could have done to really hit hard on the actual
And focus on those
race
characters.
topic
Precisely.
relationships.
Like if I remember the movie right though too, it kind of felt like the maids actually helped develop Emma Stone's character at an earlier age too. Like they kind of helped her become who she was.
They did, but all of the action that was taken toward actually improving their lives was her action,
Okay.
and they were just her props, basically.
Her project.
Right.
Now, is this a fairly recent thing that has surfaced?
I think
Like-
the interview was with the New York Times at the Toronto Film Festival this week. So it's something. I mean, it's one of those things when somebody asks you the question about roles that you've regretted as an actor. I mean, I would assume
Garfield, maybe.
all of what's that?
Garfield, maybe.
Garfield,
That's what
maybe.
you regret in your acting career?
No, that was
That was Zombie.
that was
Zombieland?
Zombieland.
Okay.
When Bill Murray
That's
was
fine.
Yeah.
asking
Bill
about his
freaking
regrets.
Murray.
Bill freaking Murray. No, I mean it's an interesting thing to share, and I mean I think that's one of those things that speaks to what what I think a lot of people making that movie probably intended to tell the story and I don't know, give that story that has that hope in it that then to have that backfire in that way would definitely make that something that would be a regret.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's it's something I don't think people think about too much, especially when they. I can't speak for a person from the perspective of a person of color, but I guess I'm just saying as a white person, a lot of times it's easy to put yourself in the role of the white savior in those types of stories because
everyone wants to see the positive person look like them, or not just physically look like them, but to emulate who they feel themselves are.
Right. So it's just hey,
it's probably
hey, I'm good too. I'm not a racist. So
yeah.
Right.
Look at me not being racist.
I'm one of the good white people.
Yeah.
You can trust me.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I don't think you should define me by my color either, Nathan.
I wasn't talking about you.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeremy, there you go, putting yourself in.
See, I was doing it.
You were doing it. You failed already.
Kyle's groaning.
I was creating an example.
So it looks like Henry Cavill is not going to be Superman anymore.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That is sad.
Why?
He decided that. No, he didn't decide. No, but they pretty much said they're finding a new Superman.
Had they said that they were looking for a new Superman?
Here's how I've heard it.
Okay.
They were shifting focus off of Superman to Supergirl anyway, and he's like, and admittedly, I don't have hard sources to back this up, but I remember hearing a while ago that he was frustrated that he wasn't getting to play the character as he envisioned it, because the Superman in the DCEU is still trying to find himself in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to be traditional Superman. And then all the backlash from BVS weighed on him a bit.
Vacation Bible School?
No.
Did I mix those letters up?
No, he said BVS.
Okay.
Batman vs. Superman.
I heard VBS. Sorry.
BVS.
Okay.
And so once they started shifting focus off of his character to Supergirl, that was basically just the last straw. And he's like, okay, I'm not renewing my contract.
Really?
And
So how do you think that's going to impact the role going forward?
according to rumor, they are looking at Michael B. Jordan to
I
pick up
saw
the role.
that. He was so good in Black Panther that I was like,
But
I would see
whenever
that.
you have a actor change in really a fairly well-known pivotal role, if you will, how often does that succeed?
James Bond.
Yeah, but then you qualify the James Bonds as different series or as different segments. You see what I mean? Like
Spider-Man.
they don't look at
Okay, but-
those as a full linear James Bond, but they look at them as different James Bonds.
The Hulk.
Well, okay, the continuity of the James Bond series is very complicated because they do refer back to each other on occasion. Because there have been multiple times where other Bonds will reminisce on Tracy Bond, who was George Lazenby's wife.
Batman.
So
he
anyway,
just keeps-
I don't.
Yes, Batman. They did recast Batman in the 90s twice.
Johnny Blaze.
I was going to say.
Or not Johnny Blaze.
Do those movies all feel like they're part of
I mean,
the same
even Superman.
series of movies?
No.
Okay,
That's my point.
The ones in the 90s are kind of.
they are in a continuity. They don't
Yeah.
feel like they're in a
Yeah.
continuity.
That's what I'm trying to get at. How will this impact how people view the movies going forward?
You
Yeah.
can do that, though, because, I think that the example of Hulk is a real
Yeah.
good one because you had the Hulk movie that was part of the MCU, and ever since then, it's been played by
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo, yeah.
Rhymes with Buffalo.
It does rhyme with Buffalo.
Very
They
good.
have said from the beginning too that what they had envisioned, and I don't know if it will still take place in this way, but they've envisioned swapping out people to play these characters the way that they have Bond, so that they can continue to make Marvel movies for a long time. What I'm guessing is they will let characters disappear out of the forefront, and then
come
when
back
it's time
in as
for
a
them to
new
come back
actor.
in, it'll be a new actor. It'll
Or
still all be
actress.
part of that same continuity and whatnot. But I mean, the beauty of comic books is you have different different artists that draw all
Different
the time.
drawers.
Yeah, different drawers. I caught myself. Thank you for dragging me
Yeah, I'm
back.
sorry. That was
That's
rude.
for me. You suck. I like to talk. No, but I mean, you got different artists that will draw characters, and they look different from comic book to comic book, but you know that they're the same character, and there is still the same continuity. I mean, I think that if it was Michael B. Jordan, I think that that's a little more of a disbelief that you'd have to suspend.
Why?
Just because I don't think that he and Henry look that similar. But I can accept it.
Racist.
What? What?
Jeremy doesn't know who Michael B. Jordan is.
Hey, Kuipers, find us a picture of Michael B. Jordan and throw that up there.
Will do.
But could you click play on that video real quick? Here's a video of Henry.
What do you want me to do?
Just play the video.
Just play the video first.
Let Jeremy look up
Yeah,
Michael
Jeremy,
B.
look him
Jordan
up.
himself.
I'm good.
Everyone knows
Good.
what it is. I'm not sure. I guess this is his response. He's just slowly raising up a Superman doll, looking stoically with those handsome cheekbones of his.
He does have an amazing jawline.
That's the whole video. So
What were we supposed to take away from that?
I
he's
don't-
wearing a Krypton lifting team, so I guess he's not happy that he's not going to be Superman anymore.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Hey, you know what, though?
What
It
about
gives...
the barking?
The Blue Danube waltz.
Yeah.
The dogs were helping him.
Cope?
That's crypto.
Yeah, that's cryptonics.
Never mind.
It's a weird thing, but I mean, hey, it's not like the DC Universe stuff has been going anywhere good fast, so maybe a mix-up.
Maybe
will
you're saying
help.
it was good for him to leave?
Well, I mean,
I like him as Superman. I do.
Yeah,
He's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has not been a problem.
I mean, I know that you didn't like the last third of the Man of Steel,
But that wasn't his
but that
fault.
wasn't his fault.
No.
That was with the way that it was written.
The way
I mean,
the story.
honestly, I
faulted that.
feel like it really sucks, and they've really wasted him and Gal Gadot. Or is that how you say
think
her
it's
name?
Gadot.
Gadot. Almost in a
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, in a way, it's a little bit like they've wasted.
There, Jeremy,
The
for the
two of them.
celebrity impaired.
I get it.
There's Michael B. Jordan
I get
next to Henry Cavill.
I get it.
Anyways.
But yeah, I mean, it's weird that you've got those two who were so good in their roles around everybody else, where there's so much question, like meh, with the DC
Batflat.
universe. Yeah, and I mean, I liked him in Batman vs Superman. The Justice League, he wasn't as
He almost
likable.
like he slightly pulled off a likability in BVS that I was okay with. Like I didn't mind him in that too much. It was still a little heavy handed the way he played the
It was.
character, but I was able to tolerate it.
and
but
that,
then in
some of that may have
Hunters-
been the Zack Snyder effect.
But that little Justice League
he was just
Batman. But then, I mean, did you see all the stuff like didn't he just check into
But
rehab
everything in Justice
lately?
League,
I mean,
but everything in Justice League was bad.
Yeah, but didn't Ben Affleck just check into rehab and like a bunch of other stuff happened
he's
to him?
checked
like,
in and out like multiple
well, I know,
times.
but this was
But yeah,
this pretty
recently he just
yeah,
did.
So
And I mean, you look at. I guess I think that Flash was pretty good in Justice League.
Yeah.
He was he and Wonder Woman were the parts that really were
Kuipers would say Aquaman.
I know Aquaman had a few moments,
Which I saw the
would give
trailer
him
for that movie and I was like, is this Justice League 2? Because this looks bad.
Yeah, I didn't like the look of it. I'll still
Don't
watch
hit me,
it.
Kuipers. Please don't.
I'll still watch it.
Don't.
Shazam honestly got me more excited than Aquaman did. Mainly because I just ready for the movie to actually be a thing.
Yeah, I have not seen the trailer for Shazam. Although I saw the teaser for Wonder Girl. No, it's MCU.
Wait,
Captain Marvel.
Captain
there's a
Marvel.
teaser for Captain Marvel out.
Isn't there?
Looking it up.
Did I make that up?
I wouldn't be surprised if you accidentally watched a fan trailer.
I did, and that's why it was so awful. I was like, they didn't even show her in this. This is stupid. Thanks. That's what it was then. I saw it come up in my feed, and I was like, this is bologna sauce.
There are some good fan trailers, but the majority of them are crap.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know. There's not a lot of hope right now for the DCU. I love Batman. Please make Batman good again. Let's make
Middle class Batman.
full circle. Make Batman great again.
Emga.
That's right. Make Batman great again. It's really all I care about because it's the only superhero.
I mean, it works.
that
Was he
I
ever
like.
great?
All right, guys, I'll start writing the script.
We're not making Gotham great again.
No.
That'd just be Emga. We got to make Batman great before we can make Gotham great.
That's true.
Fair enough.
All of these things are true. Yeah,
Means that you and the land are one.
I like Batman. Did you know that?
I felt like you were going somewhere and then you didn't.
I'm aware.
Oh man. Let's see. I like Star-Lord, and I didn't know it until the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
That's true.
I was
That's
like,
all. Yeah.
I like
And
this.
also-
I like this Han Solo character.
He really wasn't that character until like the very smallest portion of stuff that he had been in the comics before the movie. And even still
You're
was
saying they
fully
fixed
molded
him.
within the movie. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
his character changed a lot after the movie came out in the comics because
Then again,
everybody-
I don't know if I like Star-Lord or I like Chris Pratt. I don't
You
know.
like Chris Pratt.
Just
I
say
mean,
yes.
It's pretty
I
obvious.
do.
Pratt's pretty lovable.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, how can you not like Chris Pratt? I like him when he's buff. I like him when he's chubby. I like him,
When he's funny,
and I like him
when he's trying to be serious because he's still funny.
I like him in all of his parts.
Hey, did anybody start watching Iron Fist season 2?
No, because that's gonna be bad.
It's out.
I know. I haven't even watched. I couldn't even bring myself to watch the other one that came out before that.
Season 2 of Luke Cage.
Yeah. I think I'm
liked
kind
it.
of done with the Netflix Marvel stuff. I'm just like, ugh. But Twitch says he's hot. Would you? Okay, Betwitched, Chris Pratt. Did you like him better in his physique in Parks and Rec, or the first Guardians of the Galaxy, or do you like him kind of in his current state, which is not quite as ripped, but still pretty ripped?
Yeah.
I need to know.
Is it how do we phrase that?
So do you
Fat
like
Pratt or
stacked Pratt?
Stacked Pratt?
I like Stack Pratt.
Yeah,
Oh,
stacked
boy.
Pratt or fat Pratt. Let us know what you prefer, or
In the
would you?
chat.
Or would you?
Get her Twitter poll.
Yeah, let's get a poll up, somebody.
All
Fat,
right.
fat Pratt or
We
stacked
need a
Pratt?
picture. We need a picture of him.
We can't do a
with the
poll in a
two.
picture. It doesn't work that way.
Actually, I think you could do that on Facebook, but I don't know how to.
Well,
make
you can
those.
do a Facebook poll with a picture, but you can't do, they're each pictures. You can't put it on the Twitter thing. Anyways,
Yeah.
we need to wrap things up. Let us know in the
Okay.
chat, Betwitched, what you think. We do not have any voicemails or emails, but if you would like to call us, you can call 475-TUB-CALL, or you can email us at tubcast@minuteatub.com if there's a topic you would like us to talk about. Be sure to send that in, and we will chat. Betwitch says, haven't seen the one movie. Liked him in
show.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, Parks and Rec is a TV show where he used to be a little chunkier.
Was that really his
That's
first
kinda-
major role?
That was his breakout role.
I think it was like he was
Or
in
at
other
least-
stuff.
But
He
that
was
was
in that-
his breakout. That's a good way to
He
put
was
it.
in one of those
That's where he got
before.
zits.
Maybe it was like when it first became the CW. He was on a TV show for
Yeah,
a
but-
while that ran alongside Gilmore Girls, maybe or something. I think it was
no
called
one-
Everwood.
Seventh Heaven.
No, I think it was called Everwood or something.
Seven.
Is that,
He had
is that a TV show about Viagra?
No,
Oh,
it was
okay.
about a place.
I get that one.
Ooh.
Is that from that?
No, this is from him in Cursed 3,
Oh,
which that was apparently his first actual, like the
That- I
first
mean,
thing he
I-
got discovered
That works for me too.
I thought that was Hyde from that 70s show.
It
That's
kinda
young
does look-
Pratt.
It's from what?
It's from Cursed Part 3.
that
short horror film.
Ooh, one of his first movies.
Yeah, like it was. I guess from him. This is him at 19 years old.
Oh, well, okay. There you go, Chris
The more you
Pratt.
know.
Any way you can get him, and we'll take him. All right, but before we go, we want to be sure to never neglect our lovely Patreon peeps. That's all of the wonderful individuals just like you out there in Twitch land, our podcast land, or YouTube land, or wherever land you are. You too could be part of this grand thing we call Men in a Tub. Like God of Atheists, RJ Oliver, you could be featured in Patreon Coral by donating at the $10 level or higher. That's a co-producer level or more at patreon.com/minuteatub. You can go there and subscribe. If you don't, if you're shy and you don't want your name in shining lights, you could donate $1, maybe $2, maybe $3, maybe $4, maybe $5. How about $7.33? I feel like there's someone out there right now who wants to give $7.33. Go ahead and do that right now.
Going
Just go ahead and put your credit card number in at patreon.com/minuteatub. We will be forever in your debt. We'll owe you one. It's always nice to have someone who owes you one. Maybe you need to move a couch sometime. Jeremy has a pickup. Call him up. If you're a Patreon subscriber.
have a pickup too.
Shut up, Jeremy. I'm not talking about me. You could have Jeremy move your couch.
True, I'm probably more willing.
That's true.
This is called voluntelling, children.
Just leave us a message on our voicemail, and we'll have Jeremy get in touch with you.
You've heard of 3 men in a truck. Well, this is
Jeremy one man in a truck.
Is truck.
6 men with one guy who's willing. That's also the plot line of a movie.
Please don't finish that thought.
Also a horror film.
Chris Pratt was in Wanted.
Dead or alive?
No.
Wanted.
The one where you bend
Dead
bullets.
or alive.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah.
I almost
was-
said Natasha Bedingfield.
Oh, yeah,
That's not
wasn't he?
He was Barry.
Yeah, I think he was one of the guys that worked in The Office.
No, I don't remember that. No, that's Parks and Rec you're thinking of. The Office
Yeah.
was a show that was similar.
It was
That-
similar.
It's kind of a mockumentary in the beginning, and then
But
Parks and Rec
The
kind of went their own way.
Office, where James McAvoy worked
But didn't he
before
only
he
start-
became wanted.
Didn't he
All
only
right,
start as the
everybody.
boyfriend of the
It's been
lady who
a
worked in the
lovely
office first?
time. I can't
No,
wait
she didn't work in
to
the
come back next week and join you all for this lovely adventure called Minute Tub. This has been the TUBCAST. Everyone out there, have a lovely time.
Do it.
Happy birthday to you if it's
Happy
your birthday.
Congrats. Celebrate.
Happy anniversary.
Cheers.
Congratulations if you're getting married.
Yes.
And our condolences if you're headed to a funeral. We'll see you
Have
all.
a drink for us or pour one out or whatever it is that you need to do.
They do the death
Yeah.
march at weddings and the wedding march at funerals.
That'd be interesting. All right, we'll see you later. Tune in next week for the Twitch show called The Loop. It's twitch.tv/MinuteTub.
That's Wednesdays.
Every Wednesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Central. Thank you, everyone, for watching or listening. Catch you on the flippity dippity.